The next point is the 12th of the 16th. Non-banking finance companies and cooperatives are active in the agriculture credit space. The NABARD refinance scheme will be further expanded. Agricultural credit target for the year 2021 has been set at 15 lakh crores, 15 lakh crores, agricultural credit availability. All eligible beneficiaries of PM Kisan will be covered under the KCC, Kisan Credit Card Scheme. 13th of the 16th. Our government intends to eliminate foot and mouth disease, brucellosis in cattle, and also what is called the PPR in sheep, which is a French expression. Sorry for those who know French. I'll try to pronounce. Peste des petits ruminants. PPR in sheep and goat by 2025. So foot and mouth disease, brucellosis in cattle, and also PPR in sheep and goat by 2025 will be eliminated. Coverage of artificial insemination shall be increased from the present 30% to 70%. Manrega would be dovetailed to develop fodder farms. Further, we shall facilitate doubling of milk processing capacity from 53.5 million metric tons to 108 million metric tons by 2025. From 53.5 million metric tons of milk to 108 million metric tons by 2025. 14th point, blue economy. Our government proposes to put in place a framework for development, management, and conservation of marine fishery resources. 15th, youth in coastal areas benefit through fish processing and market. By 2022-23, I propose raising fish production to 200 lakh tons. Propose raising fish production to 200 lakh tons. Growing of algae, seaweed, and cage culture will also be promoted. So this coming point is very important. Our government will involve youth in fishery extension work through 3,477 Sagar Mitras and 500 fish farmer producer organizations. We hope the rural youth, particularly those who are in the coastal areas and inland fishing areas, will work as Sagar Mitras and also form 500 fish farmer producer organizations. You know that we already have a farmer producer organization, which is FPO. Now we are expanding it to cover fish farmer producer organizations. 16th and the last action point, sir, under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana for alleviation of poverty, 58 lakh SHGs have been mobilized. We shall further expand on SHGs in this regard too. Now, for the fund allocation, for the 16 different steps that I have announced, they are being stated under two broad categories. They are being stated under two broad categories. For the sector comprising of agriculture, allied activities, irrigation, and rural development, an allocation of 2.83 lakh crores has been made for 2020-21, and it is divided, among other things, for agriculture, irrigation, and allied activities, 1.6 lakh crores. For rural development and Panchayati Raj, 1.23 lakh crores. Both put together, it is about 1.73 lakh, 2.8 lakh, 83 lakhs crores, 2.83 lakh crores. Wellness and water and sanitation is the second under Aspirational India. I said my three themes: Aspirational India, economic development, and caring society. Under each, I state three which contain specific programs. Aspirational India, Already I've mentioned about the rural development and so on. Now I talk of wellness, water and sanitation. We have a holistic vision of healthcare that translates into wellness for citizens. Mission Indradhanush has been expanded to cover 12 such diseases, including 5 new vaccines. Fit India movement is a vital part of fight against non-communicable diseases coming out of lifestyle issues. A very focused Safe Water Jal Jeevan mission and comprehensive sanitation program Swachh Bharat mission have been launched to support the health vision that would reduce the disease burden on the poor. Presently, under PM Jan Arogya Yojana, there are more than 20,000 empaneled hospitals who help in Ayushman Bharat. We need more such hospitals to be empaneled in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities for poor people in these areas to benefit from them. It is therefore proposed to set up a viability gap funding window for setting up hospitals in PPP mode. In the first phase, those aspirational districts will be covered. We know there are 112 of them. So those aspirational districts from 112 that we have, where presently there are no Ayushman empaneled hospitals, will be given priority. So from 112 of aspirational districts, those which don't have an empaneled hospital for Ayushman treatments will be given the first priority, so that in Tier 2 and Tier 3 we have more such hospitals. This would also provide large-scale employment opportunities to youth. Proceeds from taxes on medical devices. This is very interesting. It has a bearing on what I will be saying during taxation, the Part B. Proceeds from taxes on medical devices would be used to support this vital health infrastructure which will get built in the aspirational districts. Using machine learning and artificial intelligence in the Ayushman Bharat scheme, health authorities and the medical fraternity can target diseases with an appropriately designed preventive regime. TB harega, desh jeetega. TB harega, desh jeetega. This campaign has been launched. I propose to strengthen this campaign to realize our commitment to end tuberculosis by 2025. I propose to expand also Jan Aushadhi Kendra scheme to all districts, offering 2,000 medicines and 300 surgicals by 2024. I have provided for the health sector about 69,000 crores, that is inclusive of 6,400 crores for Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana. So now the important point on sanitation. Our government is committed to ODF Plus. We know ODF is already there, launched, successfully sort of covered, saturation reached. But our government is committed to ODF Plus in order to sustain ODF behavior, because it has a lot of impact. If behavioral patterns don't remain consistent, it can have a negative bearing. So our government is committed to ODF Plus in order to sustain ODF behavior and to ensure that no one is left behind. Now, more needs to be done towards liquid and grey water management. Focus would also be on solid waste collection, source segregation and processing. The total allocation for Swachh Bharat mission is about 12,300 crores for this year, 2020-21. Aiming to provide piped water supply to all households, Prime Minister announced from the Red Fort the Jal Jeevan mission. Our government has approved 3.6 lakh crore for this mission. 3.60 lakh crore for this mission is being approved. This scheme also places emphasis on augmenting local water resources, recharging existing sources, and will promote water harvesting and desalination. Cities over 1 million population will be encouraged to meet this objective during the current year itself. During the year 2021, this scheme would be provided a budget exclusively of 11,500 crores. So I now move to the third under Aspirational India, education and skills. The third and the final item under Aspirational India is education and skills. By 2030, India is set to have the largest working age population in the world. Not only do they need literacy, but they need both job and life skills. Dialogues have been held with state education ministries, members of parliament, and other stakeholders about education policy. Over 2 lakh suggestions were also received. The new education policy will be announced soon. It is felt that our education system needs greater inflow of finance to attract talented teachers, innovate and build better labs. Therefore, steps would be taken to enable sourcing external commercial borrowings and FDI so as to deliver higher quality education. Students in general stream, as opposed to those in services or technology stream, sciences and technology stream, need their employment opportunities improved. About 150 higher education institutions will start apprenticeship embedded degree diploma courses by March 2021. The government proposes to start a program whereby urban local bodies across the country would provide internship opportunities to fresh engineers for a period up to 1 year. So local bodies, as you know, do undertake a lot of public work program, and their manpower is also limited. But yet, young engineers who are ready to serve for the purpose of learning how it is to work with the government are also going around seeking opportunities. So here we have created an opportunity by saying urban local bodies should now give opportunity for fresh engineers so that they can help them plan better and in turn also learn as an intern under the local bodies. So this is for a period of 1 year that we've opened up. In order to provide quality education to students of deprived section of the society as well as those who do not have access to higher education, it is proposed to start a degree-level, full-fledged online education program. This shall be offered only by institutions who are ranked within top 100 in the National Institutional Ranking Framework. Initially, only a few such institutions would be asked to offer such programs. Sir, India should also be a preferred destination for higher education. Hence, under its Study in India program, an IND-SAT exam is proposed to be held in Asian and African countries. It shall be used for benchmarking foreign candidates who receive scholarships for studying in Indian higher education centers. A national police university and a national forensic science university are being proposed in the domain of policing science, forensic science, and cyber forensics. There is a shortage of medical doctors. There is a shortage of qualified medical doctors, both general practitioners as well as specialists. In order to meet this requirement, it is proposed to attach a medical college to an existing district hospital in PPP mode. Those states that fully allow facilities of the hospital to the medical college and wish to provide land at a concession would be able to receive viability gap funding from the center. Details of the scheme would be worked out soon, so we aim to have at the district level, with hospitals which are being extended for medical college training and also for producing more doctors, viability gap funding will also be extended. So the National Board of Examination imparts PG medical qualification, diploma and fellow of National Board, DNB and FNB, The government will therefore encourage large hospitals with sufficient capacity to offer resident doctors the DNB and FNB courses under the National Board of Examinations. There exists a huge demand for teachers, nurses, paramedical staff, and caregivers all abroad. There exists a huge demand abroad for teachers, nurses, paramedical staff, and caregivers. However, their skill sets many a time do not match the employer's standards and therefore need to be improved. I propose that a special bridge course be designed by the Ministries of Health, Skill Development, together with professional bodies to bring in equivalence. Language requirements of various countries need also to be included. All these should be achieved through a special training package. Our government proposes to provide about 99,300 crores for education sector in 2021 and about 3,000 crores for skill development. So I move to the second theme, economic development. Aspirational India, economic development, and caring society. I'm now talking on economic development. And in economic development, industry, commerce, and investment are the ones which come first in our. So the most important thing as an introduction I'd like to say here, the guilds of Saraswati Sindhu civilization and the Harappan seals are remarkable. Saraswati Sindhu civilization is about 4,000 before the Common Era. The seals in particular belong to 3,300 BCE, before the Common Era. Words from the Indus script, which are all hieroglyphs, have been deciphered. Words from those hieroglyphs have been deciphered. Interesting words which we need to know when we're talking about commerce and industry. Commerce and trade-related words show how India for a millennia has been a continuing civilization with rich skills in metallurgy, rich skills in trading, and so on. Sreni is a word found in the Harappan seals, which means guild. Seti is a word found in the Harappan seals, which means wholesale merchant. Seti was a wholesale merchant in the Sindhu civilization, Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Poddar is an affair of metal into treasury. And also, India is a continuing maritime power in terms of commerce and industry. Sakara Khodmi is using word which shows blacksmithery and also iron and tinsmithery existed that time. So India's commerce, India's industry, India's trade in such materials which were all unique to India have existed and continues to exist over the millennia. So entrepreneurship has always been the strength of India. That's the point I wanted to explain. I'm sure many members already know it, and therefore they're a bit restless. Entrepreneurship has always been the strength of India. Even today, young men and women have given up greener pastures elsewhere to contribute to India's growth. They are risk-taking and come up with disruptive solutions to festering challenges. Equally, established old industries are resetting themselves in a changing global and domestic situation. We recognize the knowledge, skills, and risk-taking capacities and capabilities of our youth. He is no longer a job seeker. He is a creator of jobs. Now we wish to create more opportunities and remove roadblocks from this path. I propose to set up an investment clearance cell that will provide end-to-end facilitation and support, including pre-investment advisory, information related to land banks, and facilitate clearances at the center and also in the state level. It will work through a portal. There is a case for maximizing the benefits of three separately developing economic activities: the upcoming economic corridors, revitalization of manufacturing activities, and technology and the demands for aspirational classes. We have to benefit from their convergence. Hence, it is proposed to develop 5 new such smart cities in collaboration with states and in PPP mode. Such sites would be chosen that offer the best choices in terms of the aforementioned principles. India needs to manufacture networked products that will make it a part of global value chains. This in turn gets more investment and generates more employment for our youth. Electronics manufacturing industry is very competitive, and India has shown its cost advantages. The potential of this industry in job creation is immense. India needs to boost domestic manufacturing and attract large investments in the electronics value chain. Here I propose a scheme focused on encouraging manufacture of mobile phones, electronic equipment, and semiconductor packaging. The details will be announced sooner. With suitable modifications, this scheme can be adapted for manufacturing of medical devices too. India, sir, imports significant quantity of technical textiles worth $16 billion every year. To reverse this trend and to position India as a global leader in technical textiles, a national technical textiles mission is proposed with a 4-year implementation period from 2020-21 to 23-24 at an estimated outlay of 1,480 crores. Honorable Speaker, sir, Honorable Speaker, sir, from the Red Fort, our Prime Minister spoke about quality and standards when he spoke of zero defect, zero effect manufacturing. In September last year, I had called for a time-bound adoption by industry of all necessary mandatory technical standards and their effective enforcement. All ministries during the course of this year would be issuing quality standard order. So to achieve higher export credit disbursement, a new scheme, NIRVIC, is being launched, which provides for higher insurance cover, reduction in premium for small exporters, and simplified procedure for claim settlements. It is proposed to digitally refund to exporters. That was NIRVIC. I'm coming to a different point now. It is proposed to digitally refund to exporters duties and taxes levied at the center, state, and local levels, such as electricity duties, VAT, the VAT, on fuel used for transportation, which are not getting exempted or refunded under any other existing mechanism. This scheme for reversion of duties and taxes on exported products will be launched from this year itself. Honorable Speaker, it is the vision of our Prime Minister that each district should develop as an export hub. Efforts of the centre and state governments are being synergized and institutional mechanisms are being created in order that every district becomes an export hub. Government e-marketplace, GEM, is moving ahead for creating a unified procurement system in the country for providing a single platform for procurement of goods, services, and works. It offers a great opportunity for medium and small and micro enterprises. 3.24 lakh vendors are already on this platform. It is proposed to take its turnover to 3 lakh crores. I propose to provide about 27,300 crores for development and promotion of industry and commerce for the year 2020-2021. So under economic development, the second point that I want to focus on is a very important point, and it is on infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, in his Independence Day speech of 2019, the Prime Minister has highlighted that 100 lakh crores would be invested on infrastructure for the next 5 years. As a follow-up measure, I had launched the National Infrastructure Pipeline on 31st December 2019 of 103 lakh crore worth projects. It consists of more than 6,500 projects across sectors and are classified as per their size and stage of development. These new projects will include housing, safe drinking water, access to clean and affordable energy, health care for all, world-class educational institutions, modern railway stations, airports, bus terminals, metro, railway transportation, logistics and warehousing, irrigation projects, etc. The National Infrastructure Pipeline envisions improving the ease of living for each and every individual citizen in the country. It will also bring in generic and sectoral reforms in development, operation and maintenance of these infrastructure projects. A huge employment opportunity exists for India's youth in construction, operation and maintenance of infrastructure. National Skill Development Agency will give special thrust to infrastructure-focused skills and their development opportunities. I propose to set up a project preparation facility for infrastructure projects. This program would actively involve young engineers, management graduates, and economists from our universities. It is also proposed to direct all infrastructure agencies of the government to involve youth power in startups. They will help in rolling out value-added services in quality public infrastructure for citizens. A national logistics policy will soon be released. Among other things, it will clarify the role of union government, state government, and also the key regulators. It will create a single window e-logistics market and focus on generation of employment, skills, and making MSMEs competitive. So also, accelerated development of highways will be undertaken. This will include development of 2,500 kilometer access control highways, 9,000 kilometers of economic corridors, 2,000 kilometers of coastal and land port roads, and 2,000 kilometers of strategic highways. The Delhi-Mumbai Expressway and two other packages would be completed by 2023. Chennai-Bengaluru Expressway would also be started. So the fast-track mechanism encourages us towards greater commercialization of our highways so that NHAI can raise more resources. I propose to monetize at least 12 lots of highway bundles of over 6,000 kilometers before 2024. In carrying out its duty, the Indian Railways performs a service to the nation. Within 100 days of assumption of this government, it has commissioned 550 Wi-Fi facilities in as many railway stations. It has eliminated unmanned level crossings and aims to achieve electrification of 27,000 kilometers of tracks. This will call, obviously, for optimization of costs. Railways have small operating surplus. About Indian Railways, there are 5 measures, among other things, that I wish to highlight. Setting up a large solar-powered capacity. Setting up a large solar power capacity alongside the rail tracks on the land owned by railways. A proposal is under consideration. 4 station redevelopment projects and operation of 150 passenger trains would be done through PPP mode. The process of inviting private participation is underway. More Tejas-type trains will connect iconic tourist destinations. High-speed train between Mumbai and Ahmedabad would be actively pursued. 148-kilometer Bengaluru suburban transport project at a cost of 18,600 crore would have fares on metro model. Central government would provide 20% of the equity, and it will also facilitate external assistance up to 60% of the project cost.